believe like it's a role wherein a guy would be sitting with tons of files and he'll be just doing some paperwork. But that is not the scenario. It's not of course this is not meant for operations management domain, and purely operations work is let's say you have to get involved with your external stakeholders and internal. External means your uh, vendors, your clients, and internal means your management, your employees, your colleagues, your juniors, your seniors. You have to interact with them very crucially. See, it's that linchpin which keeps this ops area. It's that linchpin which keeps your business world. I mean, business structure of your organization. You are keeping up with your employees, and you are keeping up with your external vendors or maybe other clients or other prospective clients also, right? So it's very much inherent that operation role, it's a crucial, and it is inherent of any may it be a manufacturing concern, may it be a your building construction company, may it be your service industry. Everywhere, this your operation management plays a vital role, right? So today I'm just going to share my experience because I've been managing the operations since past 7 to 8 years, and I know very well that it's not only about just getting to files and getting signing them. It's all about getting to underhood, how to be very productive, how to get best out of your colleagues, your employees, and you have to be in line with your company's organizational goals, organizational value, and in fact you have to value the vision that your company or organization has imbibed in their vision and mission. So it's very much important that as an executive or as an operation manager or maybe on higher level, you always have to keep everything in check. Right. Today we'll start. I'll take you through the whole life cycle and whole work cycle of this operation management. What all is required and what is highly desired of current scenario. Right. Operation management, if I talk about, is chiefly concerned with planning, organizing, and supervising in the context of production manufacturing. That means it's strategizing your business. You are the concerned person who is going to get underhood, get down to the business, get your strategy in place. If you are working for, say, a manufacturing concern, then you need to chalk out the ways wherein you can, provide an efficient and effective way out, or you can plan such a strategy which is more of organization friendly as to saving of their finances and more customer friendly as to usage of your product. So in manufacturing concern, yes, you work in a domain where supply chain management and logistic is very inherent, right? Because as a operation manager, you must understand the value of supply chain and management. If you don't know that thing, or you underestimate the value of what is the supply that we can provide to our customer and what our customer demand is in the current scenario at present in the market, you cannot deliver. And of course you need to have a good rapport with your logistic partners, logistic vendors, where you need to serve your client at the precise time. You need to strategize your delivery time, and wherein your SCM, supply chain management, logistics skills come into picture. Right. There's one example I would like to quote is like you might have heard of Steve Jobs, though he's no more, but he's the person who evolved this Apple into I mean, right now it's exclusive luxury. they are producing luxury products and they have retained certain value in the market, though they might be offering it at 70,000, 80,000, or maybe 1 lakh and plus. But we are going and we are lucrated. They have lucrated us to buy these stuff. Why? Why we are going to buy the Apple products? Because they have value added to them. And all this was conception of Steve Jobs, the chief operating officer of uh, Apple, who revolved, provide evolution, and bring about multi-dimensional changes in the Apple structure itself. And his effort, if you are dreaming of a career in operation management, you cannot, I mean, do away with his brief biography, because it's very much important that since wherever in whichever sector you come into, you must know the values, what wherein you stands and what you have to deliver. That is also your part of your KRA. And what best thing than having an experience from a person or a biography, which was a real practice, real example of this word. And again, I'll say Ernst and Young has also pointed out the DNA of CEO, Chief Operating Officer, because the highest level you can reach in operation management is CEO, and in fact, you can, obviously, you can become a business owner also. But Ernst and Young, the company, they have in one paragraph they have defined the DNA, or you can say what all this operation management is all about. They say like this: rather than possessing a single set of skills that can be easily identified in any business, CEO have to adapt chameleon like to the environment in which they find themselves. Like they emphasize on the fact that if you are opting for other role, you have a defined KRA. But here, besides being having your defined KRA, you have to have certain sort of skills so that you can imbibe, you can adjust, you can communicate with other stakeholders, or though they might be internal or external. So let me go through, just share something like what are the responsibility that if you are reaching out to operation management or operation manager level, that what sort of responsibility would be on your shoulders. Like you would be the mainstay, will be strategizing anything. Like strategizing means, yes, of course, strategies are though defined at higher level, but you being the operations in charge or operations manager, you have to deal with your clients. You have to follow up them. You have to get out whatever the issues or problem they have. You have to understand their requirement. You have to channelize their issues, and then you have to come down to your organizational structure. You have to share your views with your management. Until and unless you are not in sync with, or your organization rather is not in sync with your clients, you cannot deliver them goods, right? So to be on that very in sync platform, you should be a good strategic person, right? Apart from that, you'll be working closely with the other vendors also, who are going to provide services under your name to your clients. So you are working closely with them. Again, you are not just limited to working with the higher management or say a client or external source. You have to work with your employees. Say if you are working in certain sort of a manufacturing unit, and you feel like, yes, customers have given some bad sort of feedback for your product, you need to chalk out what has happened and intimate same to the management. And sometimes, as an operations guy or operation manager, you need to uh, go slightly further and talk to your employees, talk to your colleagues, how you are going to move about this thing, that how can you be more productive and how can you provide them certain certain sort of answers to their query. So you have to satisfy your co-workers, you have to satisfy clients, you have to satisfy your management, and above all, yes, you have to work upon ego. If you're working, you have to listen to us, because customer, they cannot be, if customer is not satisfied, obviously you're going to listen to music. You are the first person who is going to listen to music, right? Now coming back to my operation management part, I'll share something like some sort of traits or sort of characteristics that is required if you are opting a career in operations management. So I'll be sharing those characteristics one by one. Yes, but to start off communication, it's really very important. It's really very important. If you have a good communication and precise communication, you can deal with your clients, you can communicate with your co-workers, you can communicate with your seniors. If you cannot, you are not clear, it's very difficult for you to be a ops manager. So being on ground zero, you should have a good communication skills, right? So here I would also like to share one example of IKEA. See, what is IKEA? IKEA is a company which evolved on its operational basis. Like they evolve their operational structure, they understand the need of the customer, and they provide the effective and efficient way how they can provide this furniture or custom made furniture to their clients. So IKEA is one of the company which evolved due to their good operational structure, right? So your traits, coming back to first is communication, second, you should be a realistic person. Don't you ever deal with any dreams. Don't you ever go for anything that is vague. If you have an idea, that should be practical, that should work when it comes down to your implementation. So yes, of course, failure would be there, but then that idea should be realistic, not a dreamy stuff, right? And that means if you are giving something which is realistic, you are providing something constructive. And if realistic and constructive, you are providing something like that, your management would be more than happy if you satisfy your customer. And what is a better way to have anything is effectively and efficiently done is being real, being on gooder terms, having your note finished. Like you should have a plan which works in the market rather than on a, dreamy note you're working. Yes, this can happen. See, even Albert Einstein has said everything you do is do until you have done that thing. So your idea is idea until you have realized that idea. It can bring you success, and if it brings failure, then you are ready to challenge those failures with your more ideas, right? So my point of view is, my concern of saying realistic is, be realistic, try here, you can implement good ideas, right? Then you should be a good leader. Why I'm saying operation manager should be a good leader? See, what leader do is he has to look after everything. You have to own your concerns business. You have to understand what the value your organization wants to have built in with your clients. What repertoire your organization wants you to build within your customers. So you need to realize that if your branding is strong, then operation segment should be stronger than that. So here you need to be very efficient. This fourth point, efficiency. Apart from good communication skill, leadership, and you should be realistic. You should be efficient. If you are not quick in justifying your clients with certain delay, or say if you are going to deliver something, right, and if you are not justified at your customer and why this delay has happened, you have a bad impression at your client's end. And to eradicate that thing, I believe operations executive or a manager or a person who are dreaming of having some operations management background should be very proactive, should be very efficient. Like here also, I'll bring to your note one example. Like when Toyota, it's though it dated back some in 50s, 1950s. So they adopted one model just in time, JIT. So according to that model, what they did was they cut down their cost of their cars or vehicles, and they improved on the quality by getting in line with their employees' issues and understanding their clients base. So what happened? Toyota grew very much. Like it was Ford, which previously just you can see running around in US, but Toyota it captured the whole of the world market. Why? Because they worked on efficient changes. They worked on the changes which were required instantaneously, and that happened at their operational level. If Toyota can do this, same is the example we can do for failure of Nokia and operational good of the Samsung. It's all about branding, or it's all about understanding satisfaction, aspiration, requirements, and what you can provide them ASAP, right? So you can search for this Nokia scenario also, because Nokia was adamant on they didn't get, but Samsung moved on, and that happened on their operational structure. They cut down the cost, they cut down everything, and then again that happens because strategic decision they are going to give you a long way in operations management. Right now, I'll go through with some of the skill which are required, highly required when you join this operation management. You should be a strong communication skill. You should be a good motivation, like a motivator. Like say told you that you should be having a good leadership qualities. So if you are a good motivator, you can good do good with your employees. You can see leader can either bring out best out of their employees, and either they can fumble on their part. So to be a good operation manager, you should have good leadership skills. You should have exceptional organizational skills. If you are keeping everything organized, especially co-workers, your juniors will also follow that. Like my boss says, which should be delivered in a particular way. That should be there. You should understand the need of the customer. You should understand the organizations should go through. Like I was saying, vision. Again, you should have a good understanding of what your organization is demanding out of the customer or the product or your own services. Right? You should be a team player. You should motivate and keep your staff at par with the performance that is expected by the organization. So you should have these qualities. Apart from that, you should have a good knowledge how to uh, delegate duties to your, the concerned persons. If you are in manufacturing unit, you should understand the value of a supervisor or a foreman and delegate the duties accordingly to them. So you can see if you are good at these skills, you can change, bring upon effective and very economical change within your operational domain. You can see your organization grow, and it happens. You can go for Google and search for the Steve Jobs who evolved Apple, and again Toyota example I was sharing, IKEA example I was sharing. So to sum up, before I sum up, let me go through what are the requirements that industry is looking after in having a person to be hired in operation management. Of course, you should have a degree. If you have an operation management background, well enough. You are on par. You are going somewhere, right? Again, management experience in operations background, and that would be a very good thing. You can expect good hike in your salary, excellent communication skill, and with knowledge about bit means here you should have precise knowledge about the financial management, how to keep up with, how you can see if you want to strategize anywhere, you should understand the value of what financials are involved and where we stand if we deliver certain goods or services to our client. So you should have good sound financial judgment, right? You should be very you should be very comfortable with clients and have a good communication channel between client and management and your organization. And in the last, I'll share what our career prospects can be there in ops management. You can work as an operation manager. Like you can be asked to do some supply chain management, logistic work. You can be asked to manage warehouse. You can be asked to manage any factory, or you can either be asked to manage your operations at your office, administrative operations also. You can be a material manager, purchase manager, right? It's very crucial where you can be industrial production manager. And if some of you guys are somewhere down the line are having apt of IT involved in operations, yes, you have a good future right here. Operation research analysis, right? So what will you do right there is you have a data that would be fed to you. Then you'll be working on that data, the operational data, as per the analysis that you have done. Again, you go back to my beginning when I told you, I shared you that you should be a good strategic person. Here, your role would be more of a strategic, sitting in back end, devising strategies, coming forehand, and just having it implemented. Right? You can be facility coordinator, logistic manager, and above all, you can be chief operating officer. So, if you guys have certain questions, you can just ask me right here. So I can answer those questions. Okay, I'll be eager to answer your question. You can write it right away, or if you are not able to write it right now, so what I'll do is you just go into our Facebook, log into our Facebook page, just like them, just share it. But sharing would mean that you are cementing the information that you have understood with the various other people, may it be your friend or other concerned person. So I'll request you to share these thoughts and like our page and definitely put up your questions, and me or my team wholeheartedly heartedly will get back to with your answers. Right? Hope you like this discussion. I'll say this as a discussion because I'll be eagerly waiting for your questions and I'll be eagerly answering them. Right? Goodbye. Thanks for listening to me and do like us.